With an ever-increasing library on PC, little gems of gaming brilliance get lost amongst the masses. Scrap Mechanic is one of these games. Whilst it does carry the badge of early access, it wears it with honour and truly doesn't feel like an alpha project, but more a game of quality lacking in features. We may have been promised a lot for future updates from developer Axolot Games, but I'm going to concentrate on what makes Scrap Mechanic good right now at its current build. Scrap Mechanic is a construction builder, something that isn't very rare on the PC market nowadays, and it does keep its predecessors close to its heart in both design and ideas, but where it sets itself above the rest is in its ingenuity. Scrap Mechanic takes the best of what came before it and merges it all together to create a truly awesome creation experience, and if what Axolot Games say is true, this is nowhere near finished. In Scrap Mechanic you're given a sandbox playground to play around with where you can build your inventions, destroy your inventions and cause all round chaos. What you build and how you build, it is all your choice. Where Scrap Mechanic truly shines is that it is both simple and advanced. Within 5 minutes of playing you can find yourself building a working invention, whether it's a car, a lift or something else. The game will guide you through each mechanics with its guidebook. After 5 hours of playing, you'll find yourself building working mechs, helicopters, tanks, working factory lines. Practically anything you can think of, you can construct and make it work. The possibilities are near endless. The mechanic side of Scrap Mechanics is really simple and easy to grasp. Everything is laid out neatly for you in an inventory and toolbar system where you pick your tool or block, place it on your toolbar and use it. Simple, right? Most things have multiple uses and blocks are easy to place together to build your creation. The most handy tool in the game is the lift, and you'll find yourself using it with every creation. The lift does what its name says. It lifts things. You place the lift first. Well, in most cases you can put your creation on and off the lift multiple times, and then you build upon the lift however you like, giving you the ability to raise, lower and add and take components on and off. Think of it similar to a car lift in that sense. Other components include thrusters, driver seat, buttons, switches, time sensors and many more. You'll probably not find a use for most of them, but it is nice to just have the option there. Connectivity between parts and components in builders can get quite confusing and difficult to use at advanced levels. Scrap Mechanic has found a way around this advanced level of engineering by dumbing it down to its simplest form, using one tool. In Scrap Mechanics, connecting everything together is really simple as one tool does it all. You use bearings which connect to an object, then that acts as a free moving joint. An example is placing a bearing behind a wheel. It then allows the wheel to spin. You can connect the bearing to an engine to power the wheels, or leave the bearing free to allow the wheel to spin at its own accord. It's a really simple system, but it does open up for a ton of possibilities. Switches, buttons, thrusters can all be connected to other components to change their functions. The driver's seat acts as a main control for a vehicle, so attaching thrusters to switches and then to the driver's seat allows you to control certain thrusters for more or less power at any given time. I do have a few gripes with Scrap Mechanic, but they aren't anything game breaking. My first is the way physics works in this game. After discussing it with other people, we came to the conclusion that this game is all about weight control and that other elements don't really factor into it at this current time. I'll give an example. I was building a plane with someone else and we figured that the game doesn't take aerodynamics into account when trying to get something off of the ground, meaning that we didn't really need to take the shape of the plane to make it flyable. Instead, we had to look at the weight distribution to thrust ratio and attempt to get off the ground without flipping over. Many attempts we flipped over and came very close to gliding, but it was really difficult. Now, some people might think that this sounded advanced, but it wasn't. I'd just like to see a force push against an object and help something like a plane catch an updrift to fly. If I'm wrong, and this is how we perceived it, then that's on me and we were definitely doing something wrong. Another feature I would like to see implemented actually links to my last point. If the game is based around weight to thrust ratio for most features, I would like to see a weight meter placed in game. It would be easy to measure as every time you place your creation, whether it's a vehicle or a building of some sorts, on the lift, it would tell you the weight and you could then measure how much thrust would be needed. Again, this might be an advanced feature, but it is something I'd like to see. This game does have a weight feature currently, but it's simple as labelling each material and object, light, medium and heavy weight. As for the current state of scrap mechanics, I'm actually really impressed. You find with a lot of sandbox builders that they're either too complicated or not complicated enough. Axolot Games have found the middle ground nicely. A simple game with advanced features that is playable by all, and I really look forward to the future updates of this game.